This is my in-ear rig. As you can tell, it's very old. I bought this brand new. Make sure you have a nice case. So inside my case, I carry cables to hook up to any type of mixer or any type of eventuality. So I have 1/4 inch, I have XLR, I have mono, I have stereo. I can accommodate anything. I have an extender. I just make sure I have every possibility covered, because you used to be on the road, you had no idea what you were dealing with the next night from one night to another. This is the PSM600. They no longer make these. I think now they have a 700 or a 900. It's all relative. But the thing you want to look for is the frequency. It's on the back. And you need to go to the FCC website and find out what frequencies are not allowed, because it's very critical. So you have an antenna, and then on the back side of this, your antenna screws into the back of your unit. You have a power cable, and these are your inputs. You have XLR, 1/4 inch, and you have a switch that allows you to go from mono to stereo. And then this is my receiving unit. And you put your little antenna on. And these are sturdy, they're metal. I've dropped this thing, I've run over it. I mean, this thing's been through hell. This is over 20 years old, and it works just as fine today as it did the day I bought it. 9-volt battery. There's little toggle switches in here that you can use you move these little toggle switches to change the compression or to bypass it completely. I choose to bypass it completely. I'm an audio professional. I'm not going to blow my ears out. I know what I need. I don't need them to compress things for me live. So I can control my input level without having to worry about them. So I'm good with that. This is your power switch. It turns the unit on. That green light will turn yellow if your battery's getting low, and red if it's about to die. Nothing worse than losing your in-ears in the middle of the song. It's okay though. Just pull it loose a little bit and you're fine. These are my in-ears for this kit. I have a backup kit I use sometimes too. We'll go through that later. These are the Fender. I don't know which model. They run about $400. These are amazing. They have a left and a right. I'll tell you what, when you're in a club and it's dark, one of the most frightening things is losing one of your little ear tips. So be careful when you're putting them on. But I have a hard time finding where the L and the R are on here, because I don't have real good eyesight. So I put a black tip on my right side and a clear tip on my left side, and it makes it easier for me to find. And I immediately, that's left. So you bring it around, you hook it around your ear, and just stick it in the ear hole. Boom. And it's in. And it stays there all night. It doesn't, I don't care how much I sweat, sing, shake my head, it stays right in there, sucked into my ear. Nothing gets in, nothing gets out. It's great. Very cool. And immediately, when you're done, the very first thing you do when you're done with your gig is you roll these things up just like this, and you put them in their case. I leave my case right at my feet, because that's the first thing I do, is I put these things back in their case. I always keep a case full of extra tips. Very important. These tips, like I said, if one of those falls off and rolls, you know how things are like cymbal felts. You drop it and all of a sudden it goes 60 feet that way underneath a rug. It's amazing. These do that, exactly that. You drop it, you'll never see it again. Just get another one. Don't waste time looking for it. Plus, you don't want to stick something in your ear that's been rolling around a beer-soaked drum rug. And that's my in-ear rig. So, we've seen my in-ear rig. Now, I'm going to show you what I would do and what I do when there isn't a sound guy and I have to fend for myself. Or when we're in rehearsal at one of my bandmates has a big, we call it the shed. It's a gigantic garage. And we practice in this place and it's loud, it's boomy, it's made of brick. It's terrible. It sounds awful. It hurts my ears just to walk in there. So what I use is my no sound guy setup. And here it is. So we initially, again, remember that I have a kick drum boundary mic. I have a Sennheiser 604 clip-on snare mic. So from there, we would go to bass. I have a DI. So I have my bass player plug his bass into his DI and then out of the DI into his amp. And then I take the XLR to my little mixer. So now we have kick, snare, and bass. I always keep one of these. I love these because they're flat. I can lay it right against the amp and just pull the cable right under the handle, loop it, back to my mixer. So now I have kick, snare, bass, and guitar. And the final link are these. Invaluable. Just come right before your vocal mic goes into the PA, plug it into the female end, plug the male end into the PA, take this to your mixer. So now we have kick, snare, bass, guitar, and a vocal. And I run all of that into this. This is a cheap, I got this for like $100. New. It's just a cheap Behringer, battery powered. I even have everything labeled. Kick, snare, bass, guitar, vocal. So I sometimes play with a guy named Stephen Ashbrook out of Portland. He's an acoustic artist. And very difficult for me to hear an acoustic guitar. Especially some of the places we play is very popular here in Arizona. And we'll go up to a city called Jerome. It's a ghost town. And we play this bar there called the Spirit Room. It's a neat place. It's a very historic, old, haunted place. Big old huge stage. But I can't, there's no way I can hear his guitar and his vocal. So I split his, out of his acoustic, I split his DI. He goes into the PA and then comes over to me. And then vocal, bass, same way with the DI and my kick and snare. And it's just great. And I have my own mix. And you can either go out of this into your wireless unit and still use wireless, or sometimes I just take that extender I have and come out of the headphone send right into my in-ears. It's quick, it's painless. It can be a little bit cumbersome moving quickly with this kind of a setup for a gig. So that's why I'm really interested in the new Yamaha EAD10. I'm very excited about trying this specifically for that gig. So I can eliminate all of this, just put a little thing on my kick drum and we're ready to go. I'm very excited about that. We will talk more about that later. Hi, thanks for stopping by. If you like our content, please hit the like and the subscribe button. If you have any comments, leave them below. Thank you.